Your reading for September 2015. I am Trudy, and this is Virtual Tarot Psychic Network. Why is it the network? Because this is your network. And what does that mean? That means that we have launched on our website the uploader, the profile uploader, and it is free to you. The profile uploader will allow you to become a reader on the website. It is free. You do have to unlock us on one of your social networks, and you will see as you register that that has to be done before you can create your user dashboard. The reason you want to share out is that you want your friends and your community who you've been reading for probably for years, a lot of us, some of us are practicing. You've been reading for them already, and so you want to let them know that you now have a profile that they can share out. And this is donation-based, which means donations will be made directly to your PayPal account. Now, why are we doing this? We want to create a network. And of course, you can still order a personal and private reading on the website. And as you always have, you can order a reading with me, which is more specific than these general readings, or some of our other readers who we are now featuring on the playlist. Now, these readers are all subscribers. And so the cool thing about what's happening over here is that you guys are taking over. And if you're a subscriber, or even if you have your tarot channel already, come on and let's, help each other get readings. It's really the most important thing that we've got people who are really passionate, talented, and gifted doing these readings, because many of these resources that have been available are really pure call centers, and these are not metaphysical healers. And so I feel very called to create an application, a platform that allows all of us to share our gifts and to be able to also afford to have someone read for us or heal us in a certain way. We can all use healing, and we all need one another. So that said, Scorpio, let's read for you. This is your love reading for the month of September. The very first card, what an interesting card. The Eight of Wands, reversed. The Arrows of Love, reversed. Now, wands, if you're learning to read cards, represent fire. And they represent energy and the source. This is the creative source. And they also, in this situation, could represent communication. And communication in terms of energy. Now, coming up in the overall environment position would suggest that energy is delayed. And so if you're trying to put it out there, you may feel as if you can't really, all the energy you're putting out there is missing the mark. In relationship, this would say energy put out there isn't hitting the target. And that doesn't mean that the target, if you're in a relationship, that the person whom you're in love with isn't in love with you. It only means that they're doing something else, perhaps, and your energy, they're standing somewhere else, and you're throwing it out over here, all those loving feelings, but they're standing over here. And so it's like you're hitting the wrong mailbox. Maybe you're hitting the wall. And that's coming to me loud and clear. So now if you are trying to date, again, everyone's online. It's just a fact of life these days. or on their phones, you know, swiping left, swiping, you know, that's the other fact of life. You go out to meet somebody and, you know, everybody's looking at their phone. What's the point? But, yeah, there you go. I mean, that could be what's happening. You're trying to get out there and connect, but everyone around you is, you know, I got my phone right here. I'm looking at my phone, you know. Maybe some of that is happening for you as well this month. And I'm also hearing, you know, just kind of trying to get yourself out there via written communication. You might be tripping up on that a little bit if you're dating. You may be reviewing your profile. You may not feel as if your profile is hitting the mark, Scorpio, and this is for Scorpios who are doing online dating. There's a sense of that. Now, how do you turn that around? Well, the energy that's there is good, and you want to just focus your communication to one key area. And so, you know, overall, what are you trying to communicate? And every last sentence, every last bit of punctuation should support this one unified message about who you are to the world. And so I'm hearing that. Now, you might feel as if the energy that you're putting out there isn't working for you. And so there's a bit of delay here, and that doesn't mean that you can't turn this around. Let's see what this next card is showing us. Okay, so we have the Empress, and that's the challenge. And so the Empress obviously is a beautiful card. She's a major arcana figure. She is Mother Earth, sensuality, nature itself. She's abundant, she's fertile, and she's in the reverse. And so for our Scorpios who are trying to get pregnant, the challenge could be just fertility this month, trying to get together at the right time, which would be the arrows of love, is kind of interesting. Not being able to get together at the right time for this to happen, this pregnancy, and that's easily turned around. It just requires a little bit of communication and focus. Now, and it's kind of interesting because we do have the arrows of love, and so that is almost a graphic interpretation. Like, is you know, are we biologically getting stuff up where it needs to be? It's kind of interesting. Is it happening? And so I'm hearing, like, if you are having fertility issues, there may be a test that needs to occur, and it might be him and not you, is what I'm hearing. So you might want to go and check that out. And that's not for all of you, but I am hearing that loud and clear. So again, in the challenge position, if you are looking for love, you're not feeling as if you are being put on a pedestal at this point. You're not feeling as sexy, perhaps, as you would like to. And it's just kind of, you know, you are a very sexual person. You're Scorpio. I mean, come on. And you're the va-va-voom gal. Even reversed, this is still a great card. It's just like, and it can be in the opposite too. Maybe you're getting out there like in a big way, and you're really showing up with everything that Mother Nature gave you. That could be it too, you know, but just sort of censoring of how you show up in the world. How you exhibit that sexuality, how you maintain it also, because that's a gift. Someone was telling me, one of my friends, they were saying, play the cards that you have, okay? So you might have a couple of 2s and 3s, but then you get a couple of doozies in there. So this is your doozy. You are just this beautiful creature who oozes out this oh, magnetism. It's like the magic thing that Scorpio has. Now, whether you are male or female, it doesn't really matter, because Scorpios have this thing, you know, and people pick up on it, and it's just like the pheromones are there, and it's just wow. So you have that, and so play that card. That's what I'm hearing. Okay, another reversal. I'm looking at all of these cards. Okay, well, last one's not a reversal. This is actually better in the reverse. And it does say that, well, let's read it upright first of all. If you're learning to read cards, the 8 of Swords. These are mental constructs that have been laid down by perhaps other people. This is how you created your universe, and you are identifying with your captors. Basically, you're buying into a situation that is negatively affecting you. And so we also call it the Stockholm Syndrome card, and it means that you're sort of encased, or you're in a cage or a prison that's self-made, and it's all up in your mind. These negative thoughts have been planted over the years, and because you have created this sort of mental prison for yourself, you see no way out. You do not think that you can actually do anything other than stay immobile. Now, you see this woman has a blindfold on, and so not only is she immobile, but she's not able to really rationally take a look at her situation and find her way out. Now, this is actually reversed, which says you are beginning to see a pathway out of your situation, and you're beginning to remove these negative thought constructs one by one. Very positive card, and I would like to read the last card because I'm going to wrap the entire reading up. And this is a solution card also. And I want to add that if, again, you are trying to become pregnant, there are solutions to be had here, and second opinions as well. Now, last card to come up, also better in the reverse. And, you know, people will say, hey, why are all your cards reversed? Well, sometimes they are all reversed, and they're better in the reverse. And that's exactly how Spirit means to tell the story, and so that's what we do. Now, this is the 9 of Swords, better in the reverse. Again, we've got the 8 reversed and the 9 reversed, and so this card speaks to fear, unhinged fear in the middle of the night, worrying that everything's going to fall apart. And, you know, a lot of these fears, of course, will never come to pass, and most of them will never come to pass. And the interesting thing is, the fears that we probably should fear, we don't even know. I mean, you know, that's life. So this is a realistic look at what you fear. You're taking a good, hard look at your deepest fears this month. And you are getting yourself back on track. And this, to me, this reading tells me that you are overcoming a lot of these negative thought patterns that you had about yourself. And it's showing, it's preparing you. This is the month that will prepare you to show up and to expect acceptance. It's a confidence building month. And so when you do show up, you're going to be fearless. Now, there are exercises that can be done, Scorpio. And again, play the cards that you've been dealt, which means you are a magical, mystical human being. You exude this pure, sexual, sensual secret sauce. And that is just coming out of your pores, and it's not something that you even can control, which is pretty cool. I wish I was a Scorpio. But anyway, so you got that already. And so that is your major arcana card. All of these things that you fear within relationship, all of these ideas that you have about yourself, they're going to fall away toward the end of the month. You're not going to be alone for the rest of your life if you're not in relationship. You're not a failure. You're not someone who needs to put up with a lot of, well, these people around you are telling you who you are. And I'm not, a lot of the time, you know, people communicate out to us, and what we think they're saying is negative, or we interpret that in a negative fashion. And a lot of that really has to do with us relating back to messaging from our childhood or a previous time, negative messaging that defined us. And so I see that people are out there communicating to you if you're single, yeah, but that communication is missing the mark and being reinterpreted as negative. But moving past that again and seeing past that, removing some of that negative thinking that was ingrained in you when you were, you know, maybe in a past relationship, or maybe when you were growing up, the father and the mother, their relationship wasn't so fantastic. But, you know, turning that modeling around and creating a new connection or a new interpretation or a new translation of communication that is coming your way. So I do feel as if for some of you, the communication between someone who you are interested in has been cut off. Now that's another thing that's coming to me from Spirit. Now all of these readings have been really intense and very granular even, but I do feel as if for some Scorpios there has been communication in the past with somebody via text and it's been cut off. Now, why has it been cut off? It's been cut off because the person who you're interested in is no longer feeling sexual or sensual towards you. Like that's done, and you're going to have to move past that. Now, if you're a male, again, the Empress would signify that she's not feeling it. Thankfully, she's not getting pregnant either this month, but she's not feeling it this month if you're a male. If you're a female, you're just not feeling it. And so this relationship isn't really working for you, but we've got at the end of the month, we've got this beautiful release of this mental negative place. Like we're getting out of that and we're moving out into self-acceptance and affirmations, and that is going to move you straight into the next relationship. Now I do want to mention that if you are, and we try to read for all types of relationships, if you are in a same-sex relationship, and I want to read for that, it just comes to mind, if you're in a same-sex relationship, there may be some mental unfolding that happens, and I'm just completely channeling this right now. But when I say mental unfolding, it's almost as if the two of you have come together to unload some of your stuff that has to do with childhood. And this unloading is going to actually allow both of you to walk out of the relationship into this new place where neither of you have the fear that you had moving in to the relationship. And so this relationship, and now this is specific, this relationship is not meant to be long-term. This relationship exists solely for you to do this sort of sorting out of old thought patterns, and then you're released. I don't know if that will resonate with anyone, but I'm hearing that loud and clear. And so please, once again, check the website. If you would like to do a reading, donation-based, go ahead and register. Click the top right button. Upload your profile. I can see everything, and I'll help you sort through the information so that you can read donation-based. You're going to need a PayPal account in order to do that. If you'd like a reading, please go to the website and you can order a personal and private reading from myself or from, right now we have paid professional readers. I'm hoping mid-month we have some amateurs, which will allow some of our folks who maybe would like to, you know, have some fun with an amateur, that they can actually use that service. Last but not least, again, we're going to be doing love counsel cards, and those will be put up next week. I will post something. These readings have been really complicated, and so I would like to offer you higher spiritual counsel on this reading. It gives me a little more time to genuflect, reflect, meditate, and kind of pull the whole thing together, one major arcana card. And so thank you very much. Love you, Scorpio. Oh, my word, you're going to have a beautiful month.